It has just been stated by various media outlets that Spurs are about to complete another signing at this summer transfer window. Manor Solomon on a free transfer on a 4-year deal. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's get straight into it. Sunday evening, Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano broke the news. Exclusive, Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with Manor Solomon. Here we go. Deal in place as medical tests have been scheduled for next week. Manor Solomon agreed personal terms with Tottenham. He is going to join Spurs as a free agent if all goes to plan with Shakhtar Donetsk and FIFA rules. In a further update, Fabrizio Romano stated, more details on exclusive news. Manor Solomon will sign a 5-year contract valid until June 2028 as Tottenham player next week. Medical tests have been booked for Tuesday and the deal has been completed by his agent. The Evening Standard have just reported on this story and they have stated that Spurs have agreed a deal to sign former Fulham winger Manor Solomon, and it is understood that the Israeli international will put pen to paper on an initial 4-year contract in North London with the option for a further 12 months to become Tottenham's third new arrival of the Ange Postecoglou era. The report states that Solomon will follow England midfielder James Maddison and Italian goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario in arriving in N17, with that duo having joined last week for £40 million and £17 million from relegated Leicester and Serie A side Empoli, respectively. Tottenham have also successfully converted the loans of Dejan Kulusevski and Pedro Porro into permanent deals this summer. As first reported by Fabrizio Romano, Solomon is set to undergo a medical at Tottenham this week before formally signing on through the summer of 2027, having gone on holiday to Ibiza after playing and scoring for Israel in their Euro 2024 qualifying wins over Andorra and Belarus last month. Spurs have beaten London rivals Fulham to his signature, with Marco Silva having been keen on the player's swift return after he scored 5 times in 24 appearances during a successful season-long spell at Craven Cottage last term. Solomon initially joined Fulham last summer as a result of a FIFA regulation change, allowing foreign nationals in war-torn Ukraine to indefinitely suspend their contracts with clubs in a country following the invasion by Russia. That rule was subsequently extended to 2024, with Solomon's contract at Shakhtar Donetsk having been due to expire at the end of 2023. Now, this report then goes on to say Shakhtar Donetsk chief executive Sergei Palkin had previously threatened legal action against Spurs if they were to complete a deal that he described as not fair. Last week, Tottenham announced that they would host Shakhtar Donetsk in their final pre-season friendly of the summer on Sunday, the 6th of August, a match dedicated to the people of Ukraine. The game will raise money for Shakhtar Donetsk's charitable foundation. Now, my thoughts on this story in today's episode. Shakhtar Donetsk are not going to be happy with this whatsoever. I read various reports out and various comments out on this channel in the last couple of weeks, and they clearly said publicly if Spurs or another club came in for Manor Solomon, they would take legal action and they would take that club to court. So this is going to be a very, very interesting situation, whether FIFA will allow this or not. But Fabrizio Romano has stated that Manor Solomon will be signing a 5-year deal and the medical will take place on Tuesday at Hotspur Way. I think it would be a good signing again for Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, he played for Fulham. He's got Premier League experience, scored 5 goals. If you look at clips of him playing for Fulham, he had a good season with Fulham. A good, exciting young prospect. If we can get him on a free transfer as well, I've absolutely no doubt that, you know, if Spurs did want to sell him in a couple of years' time, of course, we will make a profit. But it is all about improving the starting 11 and of course the Tottenham Hotspur squad. I believe that he will be a good squad player. I'm not sure that he would get in front of the likes of Heung-min Son and Dejan Kulusevski, but you know, looking at our attacking options throughout the whole of our squad at the moment, it is very, very exciting, very, very exciting going forward. But as I've said on the last couple of episodes of Tottenham News, it is all now, for me, about defensive reinforcements. At the moment, we have still got Eric Dyer, we have still got Davinson Sanchez at the back, of course, Christian Romero there as well, but the same defensive options at the moment. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, Spurs really do step it up and get a couple of really, really decent additions in to this starting 11 and of course this Tottenham Hotspur squad, and improve our back line. Because I tell you what, once we improve the back line, it is going to look exciting. It is going to look like we have got a real great team, a good starting 11, a good squad to go in to the new season. And of course, Ange Postecoglou will feel a lot of confidence. And of course, pre-season, that game against West Ham United in Australia, Perth, Australia, takes place on the 18th of July, just over 2 weeks away. So if we can get a couple more signings in, particularly defensive reinforcements in these next few weeks, I tell you what, it will be exciting. But as I keep saying, and as I've said in these the last couple of episodes of these, it's been a good week. It's been an exciting week for all of us. You know, James Maddison, a great signing. Vicario has come in as well. It looks like Spurs are going to get business done early this transfer window, which is really, really pleasing to see. And it has put the fan base in a really good mood, which is great to see as well, because we haven't had, we haven't had good times in a long time. So long may it continue. Defensive reinforcements, an absolute must now. But a great start to the transfer window from Tottenham Hotspur. Now, just in case you missed it, I met former Tottenham Hotspur defender Michael Dawson. I asked him all about his thoughts on Postecoglou, on new signings Vicario and James Maddison, and what the aim is and the target for Postecoglou is for next year. This is what he had to say. So I'm with Spurs legend Michael Dawson. Michael, Ange Postecoglou, what do you think?
Very positive. I think I've said it very openly on Sky. I think it's, look, we've been in a position where it had to change. And you look, I think it's very familiar to 2014.
Yeah,
I do. I look back to when Poch came in. You know, it's probably, it's going to take a little bit of time. We know that, and unfortunately managers don't get time, but I think he will. You know, he's going to put a stamp, change formation. We know, and I've certainly seen what he's done in Japan, in Australia, and most recently at Celtic. I think he did a great job up there. This is an even bigger challenge, in my opinion, coming to the Premier League, which is tough, but I'm very excited, very positive. We're certainly going to see attacking football. That is something that I can pretty much guarantee.
Over this past week or so, the positivity, even amongst the fans, seems to be back now, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, when you look back to when Jose came in, we were all very positive.
Yeah.
When Antonio came in, we were very positive. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. That wasn't for the lack of trying, certainly from the board and Daniel. They went out and got managers that had won everything. It just didn't work. So, as I say, it's very, very similar to 2014, and I wish him and the group of players all the best. And being here at Yorkshire Spurs, fans who travel all over the country, let's hopefully it's a positive one. It's going to be tough because the Premier League, I say, week in, week out, is the best league in the world. And it never gets any easier. People keep improving, clubs keep improving, so we'll certainly do that. And as I say, hopefully Ange can do that as well.
Michael, Vicario and of course Maddison have come in. What will they bring for Tottenham?
Well, James Maddison, I'm a massive fan. I always have been since, I played against him. He was at Norwich and I was at Hull City. Fantastic fantastic player.
We should have signed him then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, well, he scored a few goals against me when I played against him. So no, I think you see what he did for Leicester. Now this is yes, Chip. This is another step up for him. You know, we're all going to expect big things from him. You see him on the in the England squad, and now he's coming to a great football club. You know, he's a creativity player. He'll get on the board. He'll try ball and try and start attacks, and you'll give him a little time. Always moving. I always say this. Different players from all over the world come. It takes time. James Maddison knows the Premier League.
Yeah.
But we've got to be patient. We've got to give him that time. Unfortunately, we don't get time in football, so he'll want to hit the ground running like every other player, every other team in the country.
Vicario, you happy with him?
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, it's this talk about coming to a different environment, getting settled. Now every club play a liaison to help you get settled in, to find you somewhere to live. You know, and it's a new challenge for him. He's going to have to talk about James Maddison knowing the Premier League. He doesn't, so he's going to have to give him a chance. You know, Hugo's still there, and Fraser as well, so he'll be competing, and time will tell whether he'll be number one. Only Ange knows that. It's hard for an outset. You look when the pre-season game starts, you start to get a little bit more of an inkling who's in his plans and who's not, because we can all speculate at this moment in time. But it's a clean slate for every single player in that building.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe ones that the door was a little bit open. Maybe it's closed and you stay in and you knuckle down, and a new manager sees something in them maybe that hasn't gone so well for previous managers.
Michael, lastly, what will be a successful season for Tottenham, and what will Ange Postecoglou be aiming for next season?
Well, we'll be certainly looking to improve on last year. Last year was so disappointing. There's no hiding that. You know, for someone who works for the football club and a fan of football, we didn't expect to see Spurs where they are. But this can happen. I said it's the best league in the world. Top four, in my opinion, is realistic. That's what we've got to be our challenge. We were in it 12 months ago, and we've got to try and get back into it. I've said there's plenty of other teams are after that challenge. Absolutely. And after the same thing. So it's one of those. You just can only focus on what you can affect, and Andrew will be doing that, and that's getting the group of players up to the way he wants them to play, with the intensity and attacking, free-flowing football that we saw at Celtic.
Yeah.
I think at times in the Premier League you will have to bring your full-backs in, and you're maybe not going to be as expansive as what you were up in Scotland, and do that because you can get hurt, because we've got some of the best teams in the world, arguably, for me, the best team in Man City, so that'll probably have to change a little bit. But then when you can take the game to the opposition, then I certainly see him doing that.
Michael, thank you so much. Come on, you Spurs.